What's up, guys? Joel Vallie from Media Glitch here, and man, today I got a special guest in the house. Well, he's not in the house. I feel like it is because I got a big screen TV, and I see Radical Reggie over here. How you doing, Reggie?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on, man.
It's gonna be like one of those, like when you watch a live TV, you know, and the announcer in the studio is like, "So how did that fire go down?" And you're like, "The fire's good over here." You know, it always comes in a little bit late, but we worked it out. We're working it out, you know, and I got this screen capture going on right now. So like I said, I got Reggie here, and we are excited because we are going to bring you our top 10 of 2017, the games that we played the most. Okay, we have different lists. We don't know, right?
Yeah,
I don't know what you got on your list.
Yep. It's gonna be a total surprise, bro.
So, like, it's going to be really interesting. We do share similar tastes, that's for sure, in games. So it'll be interesting. But I think my list is going to be a little different. Yeah, again, guys, this is just opinion.
Yep.
This is just opinion. We don't know. Buddy, you got to get out of here. I forgot to lock the door. My boy just came in. But again, this is opinion only, okay? So don't beat us up in the comment section because we didn't like a game. There's games that are big I haven't even played. Let me just really quick. Nier, Neo, Persona 5. I haven't even opened them yet. I haven't even played them.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So there's games that you're gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you didn't put Persona 5. I'm a reviewer. Reggie's a reviewer. Man, I get sent so many games, I can't play them all. Yeah. I cannot play them all, guys. So I try. So, but these are the games that me and Reggie loved in 2018, and I'm gonna hand it over to Reggie. Reggie, take it away. What is your number 10?
My number 10. All right. Here we go. Number 10 is a survival horror game. A lot of people don't even know about. It plays like a Zelda type game, which is pretty cool, like a top-down Zelda game. This is from the creator of the original Alone in the Dark. And that is, this is Too Dark for the PS4. I believe it's on the PC and it's on the Xbox One. Very scary game, survival horror, because it deals with kidnapped children. So that's one of the worst horrors ever. So a very deep game. If you're a survival horror guy, check it out. It's definitely one of the top ones I would recommend.
See, I already, like, you just throw out, like, ain't no one heard of that game, Reggie, man.
No, heard of it.
I know our list is going to be so different, man, now that I think about it, man, because, like, I've never even heard of that game, dude. I've never even heard of that game. And that's your number 10. My number 10 is Alwas Awakening. Have you heard of that one?
Yes, I have that one. Wow, good choice.
Dude, it is so... What I love about this game is that there's a lot of games that are, like, they're retro style and they want to be like, oh, takes it back to the old school. This one feels like it could have been on an NES cart. Like the music, the graphics, the way it plays, everything feels so good and so retro on Alwas Awakening. I can't recommend it enough. It's such a good game, and it comes in at my number 10. So, Reggie, what's your number 9?
Number 9 is going to be probably something you never heard of, man, but it was a game I wanted to beat before the end of the year, and I'm still working on it right now. That is Silence. This is the sequel to the Whisper World games, and Silence is one of those kind of like point and click type games. It was very story driven, great voice acting. It's about a boy and a sister trying to escape a war during like a high shelter during a world. Well, there's some kind of war going on, and they end up hiding in a shelter, and they end up getting transported to another world. It's pretty amazing. I can't really describe it enough, but definitely a game that you probably want to pick up and play.
I have heard of it. Finally, I heard of that one. So I haven't been able to play it yet, though.
Cool. One day.
Definitely want to check it out. So my number 9 is a game that was kickstarted. I backed it, and I absolutely love this game. It's from the makers of Yoden, and I don't know if you ever played Yoden. If you haven't, you have to play it. It's so awesome. And I'm talking about Sundered. Sundered is an epic game, dude. It's so good. It's all hand-drawn animation, like Don Bluth, harking back to that. I did a review on it actually before it even came out. The developer sent a copy over. It is so good, and every time you die, you get all your battle points, and you can unlock new things on your skill tree. So every time, like when you first start playing, you just die.
Oh.
But you slowly build up your guy. And what's crazy is the world changes every time you play it. So it is, you gotta check it out. If you haven't, you have to check it out. It's called Sundered. So what's your number? What are we at?
We're at number 8.
Number 8, what is it? Reggie, your list is wild, dude.
I think you'll recognize the next one. Let's go with a fighting game, right? 2D fighting game. Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. I love fighting games. I've been with the Guilty Gear ever since they came out back in '98. This is their last game. This is the latest game they brought out. Fantastic, total package, very fun. I always thought the Guilty Gear was an underrated fighting game series because a lot of people don't know about it, but definitely a cool game that you want to try. It has one of the best soundtracks ever. Woo.
Now, last year I believe Xrd was on my top 10 as well. So this one that you're going, this has all the DLC characters, all the stuff that got released afterwards. It's an updated version.
It's on the disc, yeah.
It is such a good fighting game, guys. I'll back you up. It's not on my list because I didn't play the DLC stuff. You know, I didn't pick that up. I do have it back here. I did a review on it as well. That game, so love that game. That's a good one. So my number 8 is Horizon Zero Dawn. So
number 8.
You got it higher? He's got it higher. Now listen, dude. There's some things. There's like when I started playing this, I was like, wow, this feels epic. This feels amazing. This is so good. But somewhere down the line, if it starts to feel like you're another open world type game, you know,
right.
And it's great. It's beautiful. It's awesome.
Right.
The graphics are amazing. Hands down, one of the best looking PS4 games there is.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, I haven't been able to beat this yet, you know. And sometimes, you know, as a reviewer and you got so much stuff, I can't sit down and just play something like this and then sit down again and get right back into it. It's harder to get back into a game like this.
It is. I won't doubt.
So
I won't doubt that at all.
The fact that it is 8 on my list, Reggie, don't hold it against me. It's just my play style, you know.
All right, man.
Like how I
give you some
play
credit,
game,
man.
so.
You're good to go.
But it's on my list, and it's an amazing game, and I would highly recommend it. So, all right, now you're at number 7, Reggie. What's happening?
7 would be a survival horror game, and I'm sorry to say it's not going to be no Resident Evil 7, but The Evil Within Part 2. This is what survival horror should be. Fantastic game. I actually have a funny story. I actually played the first one and got towards the end, but I got frustrated with it and I gave up on it. But I played Part 2, and I love this game so much that I went back and beat the first one easily, and I enjoyed both games. So Evil Within 2, definitely a must-have if you like survival horror games.
Do you have beef with Resident Evil 7 or what?
I have beef with the Gold Edition and the way they released the DLC and the delays, and just felt...
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset about that practice, but that's another video. So,
no, I hear you. I have Evil Within 1, and I didn't buy the second one because I just couldn't justify spending the money until I beat the first one.
Yeah, I get you
know?
too.
I have to do that. All right.
Sure, sometimes you can go back and you can play a second game and like it, and go back and play the first one. Like I did that with Mega Man Legends. I didn't like the first one. I played Part 2, loved it, and went back and played the first one and loved it. It's weird. Sorry.
Crazy. No, that's good. So my number 7 is a fighter. One, I don't even know how many hours I put into this, guys. Those of you who follow me on Twitch know I played this a lot when it came out. And we're talking about Injustice 2. Man, this game is solid. The fight system, all the characters, the net code is amazing on this thing. It plays so good. Even when you get paired up with someone who doesn't have good internet, the net code is so good that you don't even feel it. Yeah, you do feel like maybe a 2-frame delay sometimes input, but besides that, this is so good, and they're still cranking stuff out. We got Ninja Turtles that it's about to drop, you know, as DLC.
That's really cool.
I know, and you can pick this up for cheap. This is always on sale, and it's so worth the money. And all the grinding you can do for the armor and the gear and the epic gear.
Joel, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I don't own Injustice 2 yet. Should I wait for the Game of the Year edition? Maybe they'll have all the DLC on the disc.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, just wait, because it always drops, and it's always like a $35 game.
Cool, man.
Once it drops, for sure. Yeah, there's no reason.
Yep.
I mean, if you've waited this long, see, I gotta buy it day one, or else everyone I play with is gonna get the upper hand. You know, so for fighting games, I buy day one. Other games, I'll wait till the DLC, till the whole package. You know, and Horizon Zero Dawn, I got that for free, so that's why I don't have the Game of the Year edition. So, all right, so that brings us to what, number 6? What is your number 6, Reggie?
Yes. Number 6 is going to be Odin Sphere Storybook Edition for the PS4 system. This is a remake of Odin Sphere for the PS2. Outstanding RPG. Man, they made this one more like an action beat 'em up RPG, which is really cool. Very story driven game. Lots of you got your copy. That's what I'm talking about. You got yours too, man.
Yeah, I got mine
Excellent.
too.
Just a very good game. Even if you're starting off with RPGs or somewhat beat 'em up type games, this is a perfect game to try out. I mean, I love this game. The story is excellent. It'll make you shed a tear. You know, so it's one of those type games. Very well done.
Okay, so my number 6, Reggie's not going to be happy with this, but it is Resident Evil 7.
No, I was kidding.
Listen, this game looks beautiful. The graphics are great. I feel like they got the tone right. I felt like it was a great return to form. It is way different than what I would have wanted. Like, I'm not a first-person shooter kind of guy. So I was a little disappointed, but all in all, I like the risks that they're taking, and I'm interested to see what they bring for Resident Evil 8. So that's my number 6.
Yeah, risk is better than no risk, man. Because it didn't like we were getting any Resident Evil games for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool.
All right, you're at number 5. Our top 5. Here we go.
I'm at number 5, man. This is getting exciting. So this game was released. I got this earlier this year, and this is a Cursed Castilla EX for the PS4 system, and it's also on the Vita system as well. This is
I wanted one so bad, and I couldn't get it.
Dude, I know, right? It was tough to get, man. Well, no, they had them for a while, but then they went fast. This is like Ghosts and Goblins. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to Ghosts and Goblins games. So if you like those type of games, this is definitely one you want to pick up. I got the physical copy, but you could download the game and play it. Not really much to say about it. I mean, if you played those type of games before, It's pretty much an action, like a running gun type game. Boss battles, mid-boss battles, lots of adventure, crazy boss battles. It's really, really a lot of fun. So
I tried to get that when it was on PlayAsia, and they were already sold out. I missed it, you know.
They still have the Vita version as of this speaking.
Oh, did they?
They still have the Vita version there, and you can play it on the Vita TV, PlayStation TV. So.
Right on. I got the PlayStation TV. I might have to check that out. All right, so my number 5 is actually an older game that came out for the PS4 this year, and I didn't play it when it came out, and because it wasn't Adol Christian in the game. I didn't know how it was gonna be, but man, after playing it, Ys Origin, amazing. This game is so good. I was just like addicted. You can't put the controller down once you start, and there's a grind in it, but it's so much fun. The controls are solid, and it really feels brings it back to like. Well, I know it's not side-scrolling like Wanderers, but it has that feeling of like that funness of grinding and trying to max out your character long before you even get to the end. So that's my number 5, Ys Origin.
Okay, man, nice, man. Next one is going to be, whoa, this is a tough one, but I already know. Tales of Berseria. I had to throw a Tales of game in here.
Yeah.
This Tales game is probably one of the more, it's probably one of the only darker ones. It has a dark tone to it, which I was surprised, but it actually makes the game better. It's like, I consider this one of my third favorite Tales of game. It doesn't change anything really from the other games. Really, it has the same kind of action RPG. A couple of tweaks to the fighting system. Very well done game. Just like I said, it has a dark story to it. I played this game it took me about 4 or 5 days to beat. I was playing it like that hardcore.
Wow.
But yeah, Tales of Berseria, definitely pick it up if you find a copy out there.
Well, my number 4, I don't have a physical copy. I have to have it digital because it was a limited run game, which means, you sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And I didn't get it for Wonder Boy 3. And Wonder Boy 3 on the Sega Master System is my favorite game on the Sega Master System. Hands down. I love that game. And I was sad that I wasn't able to get a physical copy, but that's how you do a retro remake right there. With the click of the button, bam, you're back in the old school game. And I didn't know that, but on PS3, that R-Type that they released did that too. And I just realized that the other day. And I was like, oh, that's sick. So that's my number, 4? That's Wonder Boy 3. The Dragon's Trap. Just an amazing game, and they did such a good job in that remake. My hat's off to them.
Nice, man.
For sure.
I have that game. I need to play it, man. All right, so number 3, which has already been shown on your list, is Horizon Zero Dawn, of course.
There it is, kids.
I thought this game was going to be my number 1, but it got beat out by a couple other games that got released a little bit afterwards. Horizon Zero Dawn came out of nowhere for me, and I automatically knew that I was going to like it for some reason. When I saw the advertisement for it, I just knew this was going to be one of those games I liked. And I honestly think this should have got Game of the Year, but this is a fantastic free roam game about, I can't talk about the story, but it's nice to have a female protagonist, a strong female protagonist, and it's just an amazing game. I can't say enough about it that hasn't already been said. It's very, like, the story, you feel for that girl in the beginning, man. You're just like, dang. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But as the game goes on, man, it's amazing. I can't say enough about it. So yeah, that's my.
It might have been higher on my list, Reggie, if I had played a little more of it.
Yeah, it's totally all right, man.
But I played enough to know it was pretty awesome. So,
yep.
All right. So that brings me to my number 3. And well, guys, I know I'm gonna hear about it in the comment section. Why is this my number 3, not my number 1? But that's The Legend of Zelda. Number.
Kidding.
I already knew it's not even on your list, probably.
I haven't played a Zelda game. Oh my God! Is that the one? That's the newest one, right?
Yeah, the Breath of the Wild. This is actually a really, really good game. The problem is, man, when I walk away from it, because I got 9 games sitting over here I got to review, and I go back to it, I'm just like, where was I? What was I doing? What the heck is this controls? I can't remember. You know what I mean? And when I do get into it and I play it for a couple days, I'm really liking it. But it's just, and it is one that, and I've said this before in the past, it's one that when I started playing it, I was just like, I don't know. And you slowly, the more you play it, the more you fall in love with it,
Right.
And so this is number 3. It's not my number 1. It's my number 3. All right.
Okay. All right. Number 2, which is probably, this might be, okay. Well, we'll find out later. Ys 8.
Ys 8.
Yes, man. Man, I love the Ys series. It doesn't get enough love. I chose it over the Zelda games. But this one is definitely, I consider this the best Ys game ever. And some people might disagree with me, but I definitely think this is one of the more memorable games of the series. Man, I can't tell you enough about this game. I have 70 hours into this game. I put 70 hours into an RPG in years, so that tells you a lot about this game. It's easy to get into. Likable characters. Story is really good. I mean, the story has this plot twist. It's just I'll never forget. Like I'll remember it for the rest of my life. Just an amazing series, and the music is good. Just a great game to have, and I'm glad I played it this year.
All right, so Reggie's number 2, and this is why we're friends, because my number 2 is Ys 8 as well. Yeah.
Yes.
I have the collector's edition that you showed, but it's buried under all this stuff back here. But this game, oh my lord, man, it is so good. And what's crazy is when you get like, because I'm going for everything, you know, that's why it's easy to put, you know, before you know it, you're 40 hours in, and you want to, it sets itself up that you want to get everything. You want to collect all the chests. You want to explore every part of that island. You want to find every survivor. And what's crazy is that at one point, you get to this other side of the island. Like, I don't want to spoil nothing, and you go, good Lord, how big is this game? Yeah. How big is this game? And the reason why it's definitely over Zelda is Ys is my favorite RPG series over anything. And so I'm already biased going into it, but this game soundtrack epic, story amazing. This game is so much fun, and it is one where like you can walk away, you go back into it, and you don't have to. Your objective's right there. You know what you need to do next. You don't forget the controls. Everything is just right there, and it's just so much fun. And the grind's fun, and I'll tell you what, man, some of the characters that you get to use, like, you still there? Reggie, you still with me? Okay, cool. It like went black for a second. That was weird. Okay, man, I can't say enough good things about this one, and I gotta say, the collector's edition that you've shown is probably one of the best collector's editions I've ever had. It's just, I don't know how they pack so much stuff in that little box. I mean, it is great. It is awesome. Yeah, it is. All right, you're number 1.
Man, we're here.
I don't even know what your number 1 could be at this point.
You might know about it. Man. The game was originally released on the PC, and this is the final game released so far to the Longest Journey series. This is Dreamfall Chapters. Dreamfall Chapters is the 3rd game in the Longest Journey series. And man, I've been waiting for this game to get released for years, and it was kickstarted. The second game didn't sell that well, so it was hard to get the 3rd game greenlit. Right. But that's when stuff like Kickstarter came in. Like when Kickstarter was just starting out, people got into it, and this game was created. And this is my number 1 game of the year. Amazing game. It was hard to let it go, man. I mean, like after like you kind of grew with these characters over the years and everything. And it's kind of sad to say goodbye to them finally. You know, they really closed this one out they closed it out, man, and they did a great job. And oh man, I'm getting the feels talking about it right now.
I would never thought that was your number 1.
Yeah, nobody would have ever thought this was my number. This is definitely my number 1.
But that being said, I knew your number 1 was gonna be something that the majority of the people watching this aren't even gonna know what that is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But that's great. I gotta try it. I'll have to try it and let you know what I think about that one. So, my number 1.
Your number 1.
And this is probably easy if you watch the show. It was really hard between Ys and this. Like I went back and forth, but in the end, there was something about this game that just brought me back to my childhood. That brought me back to like having fun and just playing it. And again, because of the way I live my life, I'm a filmmaker. I do Media Glitch. I got to review stuff. It's one I can just sit down, play it, grab some more moons, and I'm talking about Mario Odyssey, man.
Whoa, okay.
This game, man, is so it hits the feels, man, on every level for me. On every level for me. And they did such a good job with Mario. And I played all the other Marios, like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 and some of those other Marios. And I was like, okay, that's good. But there was something about this that brought it back to brought it back all the way to the 8-bit sometimes, brought it back to the N64, Mario 64. And oh my goodness, I don't know, man. This game is very awesome, and you just, again, like Ease, you want to unlock everything. And people say it's easy, but try unlocking everything. It gets tough. It gets tough. There's some challenging moons that you gotta get. So that's my number one. Reggie, you got anything else you want to say?
Hey man, maybe I might get a Switch, man, next year. Maybe that might be one of my New Year's things for 2018. I mean, Mario Odyssey, I hear Jason was telling me about it, man. He loved it. And, me and Jason have similar taste in games, so I might give it a try, man. I think I might give it a try. I'm feeling good about it. So, especially after you talked about it. So.
Oh man, it is really good. But it was a battle with Ease. It was a battle.
Was it?
Yeah, for sure.
I bet it was, man.
But you guys, I mean,
cool, man.
And I should have said this in the beginning, but I mean, you guys all probably know Radical Reggie, who's ever watching this show. But if you don't,
dude,
go over and subscribe to this man. And if you're watching this on live TV,
go on over.
If you're watching this on TV, and go create a YouTube account just so you can subscribe to this man, because he's gonna tell you games you've never even heard of, that you didn't even know existed. Like this guy, he'll be posting like, I got this new game, and I was like, what is that, dude? I've never even heard of that. And I consider myself pretty knowledgeable in games, but this guy, man, he's on another level. So, but Reggie, thank you so much, man, for being on the show.
I appreciate you, man. No, man, we talked about it and we made it happen, man. Thank you so much for having. It's been an honor being on your show, man. This is great, man. Right before the end of the year, too, man. That's pretty badass.
And then
thank you, bro.
He's also going to be back on the show in 2018 for a Road to Recovery episode that we're going to do. So anyway, guys, that's a year. Close it out. Last one. This should be up on probably New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, depending on when I can get it all edited. But either way, it's to close out. It'll be officially closing out the 2017 year for us. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.